So looks like the Flash movie, this highly anticipated movie. I can't believe this. This movie's opening box office number is lower than Dwayne Johnson's Black Adam movie. When I saw this headline was going around like on Saturday morning, I was like, man, this is really bad. This movie got lower, I think, cinema score from the audience than Black Adam. When even I saw that, I was like, oh my God, what is happening? Is that means this movie is bad? No, of course, this movie, it is quite liked by audience everywhere. I see people who are excited to see this movie. They really liked this movie because this movie overall, it isn't a bad movie by any mean, but unfortunately looks like finally all this DC drama, especially ever since James Gunn, he took over DCU, which it shouldn't been public in the first place. Now they're gonna lose all this money. They're gonna lose money in Blue Beetle. They're gonna lose money in Aquaman. The movie was, if it came out 2 years ago, could have been $1 billion movie. Now looks like all this movie will not make any money at the box office. I personally do blame James Gunn because he took over DC. Then also he created a lot of drama online. He were going after all these DC fans. He fired Henry Cavill, and then Black Adam was flop at the box office. Then all this, he cut out all these people's cameo they shot, and he did all this thing. End of the day, this movie Flash, it is a love letter to all the DC movie. More than anything, it is a love letter to Zack Snyder movie universe. So, when you were announcing all this thing, all this like stuff, it just turned off people, looks like. Because like who else you can look back and blame this movie's failure? Because end of the day, this movie, it is good. And okay, maybe some people are saying the CGI is bad, but even CGI is bad. People who saying CGI is bad, they still said this movie's story they liked. You know what I mean? And also, maybe some people are saying they didn't like the way it's end, but still they enjoyed the movie. So it is very enjoyable movie. Nothing to do with the movie, obviously. It's everything to do with the DC drama. I cover all the DC news all the time. I did see, like, as all the time came, time was getting close to this movie being released. People's interest for this movie was getting lower and lower. Of course, on top of it, Ezra Miller drama didn't help either. But I think all this announcement really hurt all this movie's box office chance. Especially, I feel sad for the Aquaman movie. That movie had really had chance to make $1 billion. Now looks like that gone, because now people will not be watching that either, because people are like, whoa, because all this DC drama, like they fire Henry Cavill, even though this guy, he shot a cameo for this movie, he cut it out. Like the way they fire him, like it's really hurt people's feelings. And this guy, he didn't do anything wrong. They just fired him because he was hired by Dwayne Johnson. Like how silly it is. That means, yeah, it looks like Flash is opening to $55 million. Like it initially, it was estimated to open is gonna be like 70 million, around there. So it really like below people's expectation. But looks like international market, this movie did grab $72 million. So I guess worldwide, this movie's opening number is $130 million, which is really below expectation. This movie did open, I guess, opposite of Elemental, but I think both of these movies audience are different, so I don't think it hurted each other. But the Flash did came out in very crowded month. It is true. That is what I was thinking. It could have opened to $70 million. End of the day, this movie had a Ben Affleck, Michael Keaton. Now this movie's, I personally do think, because of all the DCU reboot, people are like, why should I waste my money on this movie? It's like the whole universe is rebooting. So all these characters are going away. I'm not wasting my time on this. That is what people are thinking. But I think many people are probably gonna be waiting to see this movie on DVD or something like that, because end of the day, this movie was quite anticipated once. I think all this thing really killed this movie. Also, this movie got delayed so many times. So many things to look back and blame here. It's just my opinion. I'm gonna blame James Gunn, the way he handled DCU reboot. And that was my thought on this. Let me know in the comment. What do you think about this movie's box office failure. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to check my other videos on other topics. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe. Until I see you next time, please take